Check these motherfuckers out. For your viewing pleasure, got a couple of Super Victors. Just looking at the differences between these two. Although they're both Edelbrock Super Victor intake manifolds, they're quite a bit different. This one here is your 2913 Vortec Super Victor. Notice it has the straight up and down Vortec bolt pattern. Pretty damn good intake. It's also had some porting. Fucking light. Can't get a good light on it. I don't know where my little goddamn flashlight's at. But it's had some work done on it. It's a good piece. Pretty nicely port matched too. To a 1206. This intake ain't intended to be actually used on fucking Vortec heads, but more aftermarket aluminum heads that have the Vortec bolt pattern option. So they don't have them funny shaped Vortec ports. They have your typical big 1206 fucking rectangle shape. And you got your Dominator Super Victor. This your 2970 model. The fucking plenum difference on them bastards. It's like night and day. This Vortec intake is a damn good piece. It's quite a bit of work done to it. It was used in a racing application. Fucking heater. But yeah, that Vortec intake is a lot of damn work done to it. It'll make some power. I was watching one of Weingartner's videos here recently where he did a test with a bunch of intakes across the same engine. It was about your 550, 560 horse, small block Chevy engine. You run a shitload of intakes on it. All your major players. Even some funny shit that's rarely seen, like that torque link turd he used on there. But what I found trippy, out of all them fucking intakes, the one that made the most horsepower and torque was one of these. What this is a 2003 Professional Products Super Hurricane fucking intake manifold. Yes, they're Chinese, and it's the cheapest intake he used. Out of all them intakes he ran on that engine, them Hurricanes can be bought cheaper than any other intake on there. Some of them fucking intakes cost 3 times as much as what you can buy one of these for. But they've had several versions of these. They've changed over the years. And your older ones seem to be your better ones. The new ones they're selling seem to be about 5 horse down and about the same in torque. So they got in there and fucked something up. But you look inside these bastards, it's not hard to see why. They make power. Well laid out. Nice casting. Hell, it came, you know, I've done very minimal work on this thing, but it came pretty much as is. Had minor cleanup done to it. This fucking intake I've run in the 6s and the 8th mile on a small block Chevy with this particular intake probably 15, 20 fucking years ago. The car I drove on the street. So I've known for a while these things are good. I've put a few of them on customers' engines back when I dealt with people. I try to avoid motherfuckers these days because 30 plus years of dealing with customers and shit. I finally had my fill. Now I'm a grumpy old motherfucker and I just ain't got it in me to fuck with people. And I'm sick of working on, you know, whatever the fuck come dragging in the fucking shop. So I retired from that shit. Now I just work on them for myself. My wife's into this shit too. But so to make the time go by, figure we all gonna drop dead sooner or later. Might as well have fun till that fucking day comes. I get as much or more enjoyment out of this shit just building these fucking things than I do. The older I get, I guess my balls have shrunk over the years. When I was young, I was fucking fearless and thought I'd live forever, invincible. But after I've seen hundreds of dead motherfuckers over the years and outlived pretty much all my old friends and lived longer than I expected to, the way I used to live. So these days I take life a little more serious. You don't want to take shit for granted because you're here one minute and you're gone the fucking next. Nobody ever sees it coming. So make the best out of your life while you can, because that's all you got. But fucking with these old hot rods, it's always been a good therapeutic shit for me. Keep me from losing my fucking sanity. Something to do, I guess. Beats wasting all your money on fucking crack habit or something. prostitutes, whatever the fuck your vice may be, jack off devices or whatever the hell you buy. It's best to spend it on shit you can get some real enjoyment out of. Sneak peek on the big dart intake sitting on an engine. It's a classic piece. That's gonna go on one of my nastier builds. Damn sure wouldn't recommend it for your 300 horse driver, but I like to challenge myself, and you know, I'm not fucking rich, so try to make the best shit with the parts I can afford. I'm just lucky I'm old and I've been collecting this shit for 40 goddamn years. I hate to throw shit away, so it has a way of piling up over the years. I have this strange fucking fascination with intake manifolds. I don't know how many I got, but I guess because it's the crowning jewel of the fucking engine. This pop the hood, look at an engine, first thing you see is the intake manifold. Not to mention, it's amazing how much power difference one can make over another just by swapping out a fucking intake manifold. So, it's a very important component to the engine. But all the shit's gotta match. You use these big fat ass fucking intakes like this. You know, like this Hurricane here. It's ideally suited to a 550, 600 horse in a small block. And this big fucking Dominator Super Victor, stick that on your 434 with, you know, best of every fucking thing. 800 horse, you know. And then you got your Victor Super Vortec Super Victor. And that fucker there will shine in the 550, 600 plus horse range. So these ain't no mild shit. I don't build very many mild engines unless it's, which like I said, I don't deal with customers anymore. But when I did, some motherfuckers just wanted something that sounded good and would cruise to the local car show and go get a burger on the way home. That's that. So they didn't need a 600 horse small block Chevy under their hood. So a lot of those guys, they just got the basic 350, 400 horse package. You know, which for most people, that's fucking plenty. A 300 horse car is faster than most people are used to. But I've been drag racing and born and raised around this shit, so my standards are high. I'm not easily impressed. If it don't run at least in the fucking tens, I get pretty bored with it. Something about that old race car shit and making it where you can drive it down the fucking streets. Kind of a challenge. There you go, folks. Here's another little more information about some intake manifolds.